See?
Yay!
Hey, are you ready? Are you ready for magic to happen? We are going to be talking today about fancy glass jewelry. So you can make your own glass jewelry and your friends will envy you because they're so unique.
I was thinking you could sell it to your friends, but
that's even better.
You know,
right?
whatever.
Yeah, because you always have that friend that you say you should be paying me more.
Right?
Right?
Yes,
okay, but
yes,
before we do that, a few housekeeping items, right?
Okay.
This is Mondo Market TV, the day we show tools and resources for artists to get more creative in their lives because we want a lot of people creating out there. But I'm going to ask you a favor. You know, this is you're probably watching this either on YouTube, on our Mondo Market site, or even on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you're probably aware of changes that just happened. So we do need your help with this. First of all, if you like this video, please let me mute my computer so it doesn't, we don't have calls during the live. So if you're watching this on Facebook, I want you to do 3 little things super fast. One of them is beside the like button, you also have the heart button, right? Click on the heart button as many times as you want. And click right at the beginning because that impacts how Facebook shows this video. If you leave a comment in the first 2 minutes, Facebook will also show this video to other people. And of course, you can always share as much as you want. That helps a lot, a lot, a lot. But if in the future you want to see our other lives, and why wouldn't you, right? We go just with Mondo Market live every Wednesday with a do-it-yourself self-reliance show, and we show the tools on Thursday. So it's just things that you cannot miss, no matter what. You can miss a meal, you can miss a date, you cannot miss Mondo Market. So it's kind of crucial that you tell Facebook that you like this page. And how do you do that? The way they would show you to you when we are live. When you are on Facebook, on your main feed where you see all the message, right here on the left side, you have a word there, news feed, okay? There are 3 dots there. If you click on those 3 dots, the third option, is edit preferences. Click there, and then what you see, prioritize who to see first. When you click there, you're going to have all the options. Mondo Market will be one of them, Curious Mondo another. So make sure to click on those and click Save. This way, every time we go live, you get to know it. And you're going to show. Because what's going on right now? Facebook is not showing pages, period. You can do this with 20 pages that you like, which means if you like some artists out there, if you want to support them, choose them as well. Choose the Curious Mondo instructors so you get to know every time. This is basically for pages, not profiles. So if you see somebody that has a page that you like, click, so you are helping them a lot because this is a very difficult phase for businesses like us, okay? So we count with your support and we thank you very much for that. I have to take a second because I'm going to share this as well. And you know how to share, right? You just click on the video and then you click share and choose where you want your profile, groups, things like that.
Right.
Wow. Okay. Mr. Jody McCraney Russell, the queen of recycled glass art.
But
how
today
are you doing today?
I'm doing spectacularly. But today we are doing all different kinds of glass, not just recycled. I know.
Yes, magic never stops.
But every now and then I just get a wild hair and use other kinds of glass.
Okay, so. And why did you decide today to have non-recycled glass together with recycled glass?
Well,
what was the train of thought?
What was the train of thought? Well, so we're looking at bead molds today, making jewelry. And one of the great cool things about bead molds is you can use up tiny scraps of glass. And I know, like we have some art glass here. This is fusible art glass. I know everybody saves their scraps. I know it's not hoarding.
No.
It's not hoarding.
Protecting the environment.
Right.
Right.
And so you have all these great colors, right? These little.
This is gorgeous.
It is.
Actually.
It is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Fits me.
Beautiful.
Okay.
So, and the glass isn't bad either.
Can you imagine if somebody looks at you and you're looking at a broken piece of glass, say, "Oh, it's so beautiful. It fits my skin tone."
It fits my personality.
Sometimes I think that's why I'm not married, because I scare people.
Because you scare people? Maybe.
Just a tiny bit. Okay.
So this is a great way to use up all different kinds of glass.
That's fantastic.
Because you can make so many. I mean, look at all these colors we have here. We have just It's
everything.
like candy.
Yeah, we are going
Yep.
to show that now, and I want to show all the glass because I love the ones that are actually not transparent. I don't know what you do with
you
them.
like the opaque ones?
I do like those. I think they're
Yes.
super cool. Those blues, for example, they're
Right.
fantastic. And of course, as every single Thursday, we are going to have some demos, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes,
you
yes.
always learn with us, right?
We
Now,
love to teach.
Yes. This one thing you have to know, because maybe it's the very first time you're watching Mondo Market and you're not even aware of Curious Mondo. So I need to tell you, this is glass art, the glass art that people there are into glass usually do, but they need to have a kiln for that, correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
So it's not something that you can get and go home and say, oops, I don't have a kiln. So be aware that you need a kiln because it needs to fuse, it needs to really melt, right?
Yes.
If you're very interested in starting that, this lady here is an instructor at Curious Mondo, and she has a ton of courses that you're going to love.
All kinds of
all
things.
kinds of things
All
for
kinds
the
of
very
things.
beginner to the very advanced, right?
Yes.
We have done amazing stuff.
We
So
have.
just have that in mind because, yes, at some point I'm going to tell you, you can get this for an amazing promo today, but you have to have a kiln in order to do that. Okay.
And if you need help with the count, like if you are not sure what to get, we love questions. So
We do.
We can help you with that.
Thank you. Give me a hug. I forgot to say that. It's so important. This is an interactive show. So at any point when you're here at the video, you can leave comments to us and we are going to answer. So you can leave comments and questions. Be nice to us, right? Because, you know, self-esteem is not easy. And then we are going to answer everything for you. Right, like for example, I know Kathy is here, for example.
Hi, Kathy.
Right, Kathy is one of the students at Curious Mondo.
Right.
So it's so fantastic. Okay, let's talk about molds.
Let's
now.
talk about molds.
Why do I need molds?
Why do you need molds? Well, you have to have some way to shape the glass when it's hot, right? And so what kiln forming is you put your molds and your glass in the kiln and you heat it overnight, usually 12 to 18 hours, and then you come back the next day when it's cool and you open the kiln and you have amazing things. And so these are some of the amazing things and some of the ways that you can make amazing things. And all of these, and I should tell you, all of these molds are made right in my shop.
Oh.
And I invented this whole idea of these bead molds because I had a lot of scrap that I wanted to use up.
And you like beautiful jewelry.
And I like beautiful things.
Yeah, she comes here to visit us. There's colored glass everywhere.
Oh dear, yes there is.
Right?
You should see the lobby right now.
so should we see some of the pieces that you have here?
Sure, so let's look at some of the jewelry that we've made and I
this
can
one. This is
show
gorgeous.
you. Okay, well this one is actually a special one too because this centerpiece here, and don't mind my Band-Aid, that's part of being a glass artist. This centerpiece was actually a blown glass vase that broke.
Wow.
And then I just made jewelry. I made these beautiful centerpieces out of the
So stop
the
right
piece.
there because they need to see this. So this was
It was a blown glass vase.
Wow.
Yep, and it had.
And then you put in the mold.
So this piece was not in the mold, but all of these side pieces are. See all these beautiful pieces over here. These are all, and they are made with this mold right here.
Does it open? Okay. Let's not break the jewelry right on.
We'll just
on
make
air,
it
right?
into something else.
Look at this.
Right? I love reusing that stuff, all stuff.
Oh, I look pretty. I'm so pretty
And
pretty
witty.
yay! Look at that. Awesome.
Right.
What else?
So this is a Bangle style bracelet here. It's a little flexible, which I like because then it's easier to get on and off.
Fits anybody, right?
Right, and this is made with one of our molds. This is made with a channel mold. Right there. Ta-da.
Do you have the channel mold here?
Yes, we do.
Let's show which one that
Okay,
is.
let me just take these guys off of it. It is right here.
Look at this. So this little
one.
thing here that you may be asking, what is it? Can make this.
Can make that, just like that.
Look pretty. Fantastic.
Pretty fancy.
One more.
Sure. This is a nice one too. This one has some beads mixed in with some beads that I purchased. So you get that super sparkly center one, but then you can add your own beads to it as well. Oh, look, it matches your.
It does.
It matches your.
You may
today.
never leave this hand.
Okay.
Oh,
That's cool.
Look at this. Beautiful.
Right, and those ones are made with the triangle mold. So this one, this
This
mold
is
right
the one?
here.
Okay, let's show that one.
This mold right here. And we're going to show.
And all these beads that you have here, you made with the same?
And we're going to show how to make all of, all the different kinds
a mold
of beads.
can kind of make different shapes then? Because these are not exactly the same.
They're not all exactly the same, and they can make different shapes, and they can also make, like this one is made with the triangle mold too, and it's quite long.
Oh, look at that.
So you can make long ones or short ones, like look at this little teeny guy right here. You can make colors, you can
Look
do.
at the difference.
Right, isn't that fun?
Well, it is fun because when you're thinking about investing in anything, it's a
Right.
lot better if you can get a lot out of it.
Yeah.
Not only in numbers, but in diversity that you can create.
Yes. So with this mold package, this would give you enough ideas to fill a booth. So if you were doing
That's
a
what we want.
jewelry show or something, you'd be well on your way.
Yeah, guys, look at the difference
With
here.
that.
This is super cute bead, super cute, but the same mold, something totally different.
Right, and here's.
Oh, look at,
another-
I have a friend that's just crazy for this color.
Yes.
Anything that's color. So guess
Anything
what I
that's
give her every
blue,
single
right?
opportunity.
Right, and so these are
Oh,
all.
this
of
is
these,
also this one? Look how different.
right, and so this is some of these are art glass, some of these are bottle glass.
This is gorgeous too.
But
as a-
I mean, instantly you have a whole pile of beads. You can do
With
whatever
one,
with one mold, with
right?
one
This
mold,
is great.
right?
Let's do a
Right.
demo.
Well,
I
sure.
bet they're crazy about learning.
Let's look at the triangle since
Yes,
we're
why not? We are
since
talking
we're
about it.
talking about it. So
Tell me one thing though.
Okay.
Well, I can make many different pieces, but
Right.
how long would a mold last? I mean, how many?
well, some of these molds I've been using for years. These are my actual molds that I use in my shop. You can see, and as long as you take good care of them and make sure they're kiln washed and keep take good care of them, you can use them for years and years and years. So some of the molds I have been fired 50 times.
Really?
And I teach with them too. So I do bead making workshops at my studio, and people come and use my molds.
So they're
and
heavy.
They are pretty heavy duty
duty stuff.
usage.
That's cool because when we compare to other types of molds, for example, for other art,
Right.
But silicone, you're lucky if you take 10 pieces out of the mold.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
because
didn't know that.
It loses the integrity quite fast.
Quite fast.
So you're always replacing them. If you so, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, they're very sturdy.
Okay.
Yeah, there are. So we have to start with preparing our mandrels. So a mandrel is a piece of stainless steel. Oh, look at mine are
Gluing together.
gluing together. They're still a little wet. And of course, the kit comes with mandrels and bead release. And the bead release is my own formula, and it's made especially for kiln-fired beads, not for torchwork beads.
Why did you decide to create your own?
Well, because I couldn't find one that I liked.
Okay. What was happening when you were doing yours?
They either were too thick or too thin, or they crumbled off of the mandrel, or it was just too stiff, like they're very hard to get the beads off afterwards. So
Have been there.
yes, so I made my own.
Okay.
And it is not for torch work because it's formulated especially to come off easily. So we start by dipping our mandrel, and this one is, you know what? Yeah, we'll do this one. This one's been dipped once, but that's actually good because if you want to make large hold beads, like they were very popular right now, where they're on the chain bracelets and things, you can just dip multiple times.
No problem whatsoever.
So you can make a nice big.
And does it matter that it's a bigger? No?
Nope. So, and then we just set that aside to dry, which we will do. We'll just set him right there. And then when we make our triangle bead, of course, it takes 3 pieces of glass. And I should mention that all of the instructions are included.
That's good.
With this.
That's good.
Including firing schedules for recycled glass. I don't have a firing schedule for fusible art glass, but we could figure that out. So what we have here today, this is our fusible art glass scrap.
Okay.
Right, this is what we were looking at earlier that you so
So
liked.
it's not recycled.
This is not recycled.
Okay.
And the thing about fusible glass, I'm going to put this right over here, is it's very expensive. The glass is very expensive,
Yes.
so you want to use all of it that you can, and so it's especially nice for things like this. So we start with 1 piece of glass on there, and we add another piece in a V shape. Easy peasy. And we add the mandrel, and then we add a third piece right on top. Now, you're probably thinking there's a lot of empty space there, and you are right. So we can even put multiple beads on the same mandrel, and you can see that right here.
Yes.
And once you fuse them, you just take them right out of the kiln, and we probably don't need to.
So it's important. I remember I went to buy here for the studio one piece of non-recycled glass, right?
Fusible art glass.
Fusible art glass. I know all the lingo.
I know, right? The technical terms.
And a piece like this was like $30, right? So if you think they're probably throwing away their leftovers because
or putting them in a box, waiting for something to come up.
Well, it just came up.
Right, it just came up. So
Let's
after
make
they're
beads.
fused, right, you can see that our you
Ta-da!
can ta-da,
Let's put over here. Oh,
and you can see our bead release is just coming right off of there.
I'll show you in a sec.
And of course, I'm making a mess because that's what I do.
Yeah, that's Jody. But look at this. How cute this is. Let me see the others. Ooh, this green is gorgeous.
I like that.
And
green
that's
a lot.
the good part of the fusible glass. Is that how you call it?
Well, is that you
the
can
non-recycle.
Yeah, that
you
you can
have
mix
a
the
plethora
colors.
of colors to play
do.
with, right?
You do.
With the recycle, you are
with the
limited.
recycled, you're kind of limited there, and we talk about this in our classes, of course. But yeah, with the fusible glass, you can. That's not. I think that's a recycled one. But anyway.
Ooh, through. Right.
And they're very sturdy. Don't step on it though; it's slippery.
Okay.
I'm gonna disappear.
So this one is also
This one is
non-recyclable.
fusible, right?
Okay, look at this. This is pretty, guys. I don't think it shows on camera how pretty it is that has this opaque thing.
And it has a
Very,
it's a fun
very
little
pretty. Cool.
fun little guy.
That's great. So that's the triangle. That's
That's the
simple, right? So
triangle.
for example, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. I can
And I
add
have
several.
I have to show you another triangle one because these were made with the triangle bead mold.
Look how
And
pretty this is.
these, instead of having the mandrel in the hole, what we've done is we've fused in some little nichrome loops. And they're included as a bonus item.
Ooh. This fits your...
I know, right?
Right?
I'm stripy.
That's a gorgeous one.
It is fun.
So if you were to sell this piece, for example, how much, first of all, how much does it cost for you to make one?
For me to make that necklace, it's hard to say because I don't ever make one necklace at a time.
Right,
I
right.
make an entire thing. But I would say probably for materials and time, it probably is around $10 to $12.
Okay, how much would it sell
And that's
for?
paying myself, of course.
Paying yourself.
Paying myself, which is
a lot of
important.
artists forget about that.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I sell that one for $36.
Okay, $36.
Right.
And you're here in Utah, right?
I am here in Utah.
If you were in Illinois, for example, this would probably go for a lot more.
Probably closer to 50.
Close to 50. So you see that. And how many can you make using a mold like that?
Oh gosh, well, as many as you want.
That's so
Millions. You can make a
Fantastic.
lot. You can make a lot. And of
Before-
course, sorry, I'm interrupting. The triangle mold and the channel mold are also really good for wind chimes because you can make long beads, and I do that frequently. So I would just make a very much larger wind chime, but you can
Using
still
the
use
same mold.
using the same mold.
That's so
So
cool.
it's not just jewelry.
And we need to be thinking about that, right? Because we are not that far from spring. So they will become a hot item if you do shows, festivals, and things like that. So why not start now?
Right.
And get that box full of scraps that you have and put it to use.
And put it to use.
Before we go in and show more pieces and another demo, let's talk about the kit that we have for
Okay,
today.
sure. Let's talk about the kit that we have for today.
Let's talk about the kit that we have for today.
I have an idea.
Oh,
Let's talk about the kit.
what a great idea. Let's talk about the kit. So what comes in this kit?
We don't rehearse this, folks.
No,
you would
not at
never
all.
guess. Right?
It would be a total waste of time because we wouldn't do anything that we rehearsed
No.
before. And by the
We
way,
wouldn't.
before she starts explaining to you the kit, if you have questions, Just put in the comment. We'll be happy to answer.
So the kit comes with 6 bead molds. It comes with the triangle, which is the one we just looked at, the channel, which is very similar to the triangle, but it's it's got a curved profile instead of a triangular profile. It comes with 3 different sizes of lentils, and those are round beads. Those are the ones
very popular, right?
The ones that you liked so much.
Okay. So a lentil.
And it comes with small, medium, and large lentil.
Okay.
And it comes with a square bead mold. And the square bead mold, we're going to look at that a little bit later.
We're going to do a demo on that?
We're going to do a demo on that. And it comes with 4 dozen mandrels, and 3 tubes of bead release. Now we do have some bonus items. Are we talking about bonus?
That is only for the next 24 hours.
Yeah,
this is very important because every time you come to Mondo Market and we are live, magic happens. So not only you're going to save today $30 on this kit, so think that's some
that's
more
a whole
glass
kit.
or
So the kits, if you buy the kits separately, it comes with the mold, some mandrels, and some bead release, and that normally sells for $36 per mold. And we have 6 molds, and then our bonus, are we doing
the bonus? That is just for the next 24 hours. What are they?
So we have, I got a little crazy with the bonus.
She always gets. You are a giver. Thank you.
Because I start putting things in and go, ooh, but what about? So for the bonus, we have this is a crosshatch donut mold. Okay. And what we do with that is, hold that, we melt donuts right in it, just like that. And what we get is textured donuts that you can make jewelry with.
And
so
they
here's
are
an example.
Gorgeous.
So our bonus is the crosshatch donut mold.
This one.
A dozen donuts that are ready to fuse.
So in case you don't have donuts at home, 12 pieces will come out of that.
And then we have 3 of the
bottle bottoms.
I put those in just to make her say that because I think it's so.
Let's show you the bottoms because they are air travel bottles. Is that correct?
They are. They're from.
So they're not easy to find.
No, you have
unless you travel a lot. And you're sad a lot when you're on the plane.
I am sad when I'm on planes, but I actually have a sister that's a flight attendant, so that helps. But you can also just melt those right in there and make pendants with them.
Let's show you what it comes out of there.
Right. And this is an example of what you can do with that. Ooh, this is gorgeous. This is a different mold. I didn't have a crosshatch one, but it's the same idea.
You're going to get kind of the same piece.
Same deal.
Look at this. Unique statement pieces.
And
it's important.
The nichrome loops.
And then the nichrome wire is also a part of that bonus just for the next 24 hours. So 6 molds, 3 bead release containers, 24 mandrels, and you get
4 dozen mandrels.
How much is that?
48.
48! 48 mandrels, and then you get the donuts, which, saves you a boatload of time cutting bottles, right?
It does, and the donut molds.
The donut mold that is would sell for 36, is that what
it's
it says?
24.
24.
That one usually sells for 24.
So how much are they getting just in bonuses?
A lot.
24, a lot, right?
well,
let's go low. Let's go low.
It's just about $50 in bonuses.
$50 in bonus.
40-something.
$30 in savings for the normal price, right?
And the nichrome is what you use to make these little loops, right? Those
So and a lot of joy. That's priceless.
Yes.
That's priceless. So
and a lot of fun.
Just to review before we show more stuff, 6 different molds, 3 bead release containers, 40-some
8
mandrels, and you get as a bonus this beautiful mold that makes these amazing pieces. You get the donuts. That saves a lot of cutting bottles. Let's face it. The bottle bottoms from the small bottles in airline traveling, so that's kind of very hard to get. And the nichrome wire for you to make the jewelry pieces. That alone, close to $50 in value.
Right.
Now tell me one thing. 24 hours. And how do you do? You know what you're asking. I bet you're asking. How do we get this? How do I get this? You go to Mondo, MONDO. MondoMarketTV.com. 24 hours only, and we have a limited amount because we are overworking Jody. She's tired. She keeps bringing kids and kids every single day. She doesn't sleep anymore. Her cat hasn't seen her in a week. You know, she doesn't have a dog, but the dog is really sad that she doesn't pay attention to her. So she's overworked. So we do have a limited amount of kits here, and you have 24 hours. You're saving 50, but it's 30, almost $80 just getting this in the next 24 hours. But you were telling me before that if they were to buy each piece individually, how much would that be?
I think I calculated it out, and it ends up being $286, I think.
So, my friend,
if you buy it all individually,
$80 at least in savings.
So,
that's no
it's a lot.
minor thing. Nancy is asking, what are the measurements of the molds and how many inches by how many inches?
They are all slightly different. The triangle and the channel are both about 5 by 5. And you can see that the lentils are closer to 5 by 6 inches. And then, of course, the height varies on all of them, but they are right around, the tallest one is about an inch, it's about an inch tall, and the shortest one is the donut mold, and it's just a little guy.
And we know that the lentils are very popular, right?
They're all of them.
Those molds are
all of
super
them are popular. If I were to choose my favorite mold, I would probably go with the triangle.
Yes,
because I use it constantly.
That's cool.
Yes.
Joanne is asking, this is for a full kiln, not a microwave kiln, correct?
That is correct. We have not had good luck with the microwave, so we don't recommend using these in a microwave kiln.
Yes.
So,
okay.
yeah.
So let's do another demo.
Okay. Yeah,
Love
sure.
demos.
And I'll show you. Let's look at a lentil kit. Now these do all have to be kiln washed, and you can see this guy is purple.
Oh,
because
that's why. I was thinking,
that's the kiln wash.
You came here and said, oh, that's used probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
so this is
kiln
the
washed before.
Kiln washed
so it
before.
releases the bead later,
yes,
right?
so it releases the glass later. So this one is also really fun. This is the large lentil, and it's got these beautiful purple beads right here. And you're probably thinking, where on earth do I get purple?
Yes. Where do you get purple?
Where do you get purple? Are you guys ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Look, look, look.
Tell me. Those are gorgeous.
So these are they're the little aquarium rocks.
Are you kidding me?
No.
It's a good thing my fish are running out of food today.
So,
look at this thing.
I fuse with these. Sometimes my bead cracks, and sometimes, so I lose about 1 in 24 beads.
And this
because
is what
the glass
comes
doesn't-
out from the kiln.
Yep. But so I think it's worth it.
You're
because
so creative.
I'm so thrifty.
You know, I do have a ton of this type of stuff
Do
at
you?
home. Not this gorgeous color. And it just stays there. I don't know what to do
Right.
with it. I
Well,
only have one
I
aquarium.
don't usually mix the colors, but I do fuse with them, and they're fun.
That's
so
fantastic.
you put them in here.
Can you go to your Mac to do that?
No.
Okay. You know what I'm going to do?
Fine.
I'm going to give you some hearts on my video here. Yay! Because it's so awesome.
So you.
I mean, this tip alone.
Right, this is a really fun one because you can I buy these at the dollar store, and I can make,
that's
50
the thing.
beads or something.
We start a hobby, and it doesn't matter which hobby we start. It's always an investment, right?
It is.
And to keep that hobby sometimes, well, there are some that are very inexpensive, but that's not the case of glass. No. That's why the recycle can be a huge opportunity, right?
Yes,
but now
it
you
can.
just showed something else that we find everywhere. They are beautiful.
I'll melt anything.
I can start a jewelry business today.
You can.
Yeah, and without breaking the bank.
So this would be how I'd set it up. And you see I have 3 of those little guys because I want it to be nice and full.
So I'm going to ask you to show again because I was talking.
Because you weren't paying attention.
Yeah, no.
So,
well, I don't do that, but they do, so they need to learn. So you put one at the bottom.
So I put one in the bottom, making sure that, you see my mandrel has a little bare spot. I don't want that to...
Never touch that, right?
Yeah, I don't want that to be in the bead.
What would happen?
Well, the glass will stick.
And that's
And
not
you
fun.
just break it off and start over. But it's not very fun. So I have 3 of those little guys stacked in there because I want it to be nice and full. So, and sometimes it gets a little too full. Look at that guy.
This is kind of bigger. Let's compare with this one.
It's a little bigger.
Which, not a big deal,
No,
though, right?
no, it's
especially in
not.
today's age,
Well,
where
you know,
statement pieces.
people like the unique ones,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
unique beads. They think that
There's actually a
that's fun.
study showing that millennials, for example, they are big advocates of statement pieces. They want a very unique piece. It's
One of a
one
kind.
piece that tells a story, and that's it.
There you
so bigger pieces go.
Right.
'Cause sometimes we like very tiny little things, not my case, but many times we do, but we have to understand that we might be giving or selling to people that are different than us.
Right. Oh,
Right.
absolutely. And it's always a good idea to explore your aesthetic through different things like that. Like do a big piece and practice giving it your own slant. Right?
You know, I noticed as you're taking them out, you didn't need to wash the mandrel or anything. Just
Oh
comes
no,
out.
it just comes right off, and then you can just I kind of pull the extra off before I use it again. And sometimes they get a little bent because sometimes I'll use pliers on them, but then I just bend it back straight and use it again.
Okay.
Easy
Look at
peasy.
beautiful.
They can be used lots of
Well, you know what?
times.
It saves time.
It does.
Right.
So one of the other things you can do with these lentil bead molds, which is kind of cool, is you can put your tiny pieces of fusible glass in there if you wish, or tiny things. And what you can
Just the scraps.
yeah, but so what you can do is you can just make perfectly round dots too.
And what do I do it perfectly?
Well,
it's gorgeous.
You could make
Well, I would immediately add that to a resin jewelry or a concrete jewelry.
right. Or you can use them for
Look at this
game
in a concrete
pieces,
piece.
right? Game pieces, magnets.
That's that too, yeah.
So you have options. So you don't have to do a mandrel. The other thing that you can do
So this is totally round.
yeah, it's isn't it funny?
Huh.
And you can on some of these, you can add a nichrome loop, right?
You have any? No.
Yes. Here's not a round one.
Not a round one, but here you go.
There's a round one.
So there you go. You can
There's a
create
round
a
one with a
necklace.
nice loop.
You can create let me put my hand
Earrings.
on the right spot. Earrings.
Earrings,
Yeah.
that's good because then you don't have to drill holes in
And
anything.
here you have the loop.
All right.
Look how cool. It's very cool. It's very, very cool.
You can do all kinds of things. So the lentils you can also use, if you can use chunks of glass, you can use these bigger pieces of glass. You can also use frit. And frit is ground up glass, right? So you can either make your own frit or you can, if you're using fusible, of course you can buy it. This is clear bottle glass frit. And what you do here is put your mandrel in.
Oh boy.
And fill that guy up,
Uh-huh.
right? And we do have on the instructions, it says how much glass to put in. So if you are super perfectionist and want to weigh your glass instead of just piling it in, I just pile it in.
Well, I'm that style too, but what I notice is that if some people want exact the same because the piece that they are designing makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
and you
right.
have that instruction, so.
Right, and let's see if we can see one with
We have dozens and dozens
we
of
do. We
pieces
have
here, so to find
tons of
something.
beads. Well, here. We have one right here. So this one is green bottle glass.
Okay.
This one is lead crystal. Look how pretty that is.
Put it here.
Oh, put it here. Put it here.
Oops.
Oh,
there you
right
go.
here.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So that one is smashed up lead crystal candlestick.
Wow.
This one is
That's beautiful. Huh?
blue glass plate. Now you'll see sometimes the glass hangs up on the edge a little bit there. You have a little sharp bit.
Okay.
So what I like to do with those is just throw them in my rock tumbler
And
let it go for a while, and then what you get is something.
Oh, that's how you get this beautiful
Right? That's how I.
shiny thing.
Yep, that's
Let me
how I get
see
that beautiful
how we
non-shiny
show this
thing.
to her. Look,
Right.
look, everybody.
And so
That's
you
a
can
great
get.
idea, and you can buy a rock tumbler quite inexpensively, or you buy a used one.
They are so inexpensive to run too. You
Yeah.
can. So I use my rock polisher constantly.
Uh-huh.
That's another one of those that I use all of the
All
time.
that with that mold.
And so here, this is the smallest version of the mold right here. So we have the large, the medium, and the small. All right, here's the small, and it works exactly the same way, but look at, it makes these tiny, tiny little guys here.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly one for one of the questions that you have. Is this the large lentil mold that you are using? So where you put the frit, it is.
Yes, and the one where we made these purple dots, these guys, that was the large one.
Beautiful.
Right
they are
there.
gorgeous. Those
and
are
the
gorgeous.
little game piece dot, that was the large one also.
Wow.
And then the small one.
This is the small one?
The small one, I will admit, you have to be very patient filling. There's so many little holes on that thing. So it makes a lot of beads at a time.
You make at least 20 beads, oh, at least no, you make 20 beads every time.
20 beads every time, right.
Huh. Okay, I
Right.
have some questions here for you.
I'm ready.
I know somebody was saying that was perfect. Oh, here, Nancy was saying, perfect, they will fit in my tabletop kiln. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
it
another
should.
cool thing
It
with
should.
jewelry, right?
Yeah.
It requires a little less setup.
It does.
In the size of
It
the
does.
mold.
And these fit, I have a little 6x6 kiln, and these fit in there. So it should be fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
Felicia is asking, also interested to know the maximum sizes, internal sizes of my kiln. Oh, also know the maximum size. Internal size of my kiln is 115 by 130 by 70 millimeters. Do you think they would fit?
I don't know. Do we have a ruler?
Can you get the mat for me? We have the mat in there in
then
inches.
yeah.
I think we can. I think we can.
Yeah, I think we can figure it out.
Chan, 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 chan. Let's see, because we don't want to leave a question unanswered.
No, and we don't want you to get something that won't fit in your kiln either.
Yes.
We want it to fit.
We want you happy.
Okay.
Happy is the only possible outcome.
Remind me how many millimeters are in an inch.
10. 1, 2, 3,
No,
4,
those are
5,
eights.
6, 7, 8. Darn it. That's how good I am in math.
I don't think 10 in an inch.
It's 10
it's
millimeters
20.
in 1 centimeter.
I think it's
1
25.
centimeter is two and a half.
It's 25
That's an inch.
millimeters per inch.
25 minutes. So what's the answer for her?
So this would be 5.
She's a math girl.
No, I'm not, especially not on live camera. I'm terrible at math under pressure. So it would
Under
be
pressure. Dun, on me.
125 millimeters on the long side
125.
by, no, was that right? By 100.
By 100.
I can hear somebody laughing at my math skills over here. 125 by 100 by 25.
Okay, 125 by
you're the
100
best.
by 25. I think, Felicia, we're fine.
But
Ooh,
we have
we
a
got a ruler! Yoo-hoo!
we have a real ruler now. Okay, so it looks like the bottom, if we measure the base of the mold, which is a little bit bigger, it looks like we are at 130 millimeters.
That's the big one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were a little bit off, 130 by 105 by 25.
Ooh, right there.
Is it?
Well, she has 130 on one side.
Okay.
Okay.
So the mold will fit, but your mandrels may be a teeny bit too long because see they.
Oh,
so
yes,
you
yes,
can
yes,
just
yes,
trim
yes.
them. Just trim them with wire cutters, and you can make them. Because they just need to be as wide as we make them a little wider just for convenience,
Yeah.
but you
Okay.
can make them a little
Awesome.
more narrow.
Okay, so we have more demos, correct? And we still need to show those.
Okay.
But before we do, I have to remind you, today and today only, you have 24 hours, okay, to get this kit. You're seeing that it's a no-brainer because you can make tons of unique pieces out there.
Oh, so
and
many.
nothing better than wear unique pieces, give unique pieces, and sell unique pieces. This kit contains 6 molds for you to have a lot of fun, 3 containers of bead release with a special formula by Jody. And you saw how easy it is to release. It looks like a joke, but it's not, because when you're working, I
No,
know because
it's
I use
not.
for lamp working, you have
Right.
to stand up and go wash and you
Right.
know, have something to take those things out. It's not fun. It takes a long time. Then we have 48 mandrels for you to play with, and they last for a very long time, correct?
Yeah.
And that's what comes normally in the kit. But in this 24 hours, you will get the nichrome wire, this extra mold that makes amazing design pieces like we have here. See? Then you're going to get the donuts and the bottom, see? I knew it. The bottom buttons. Okay, that you're going to get this foreigners, they never learn. All this, if you get this today. So if you wait more than 24 hours and you still get the kit, that's okay. We love you, but you're not going to get the bonuses and you're not going to be saving the $30, which, like she said, if you were to buy one by one, which you could, because we sell Jody's products individually as well, you would spend $80 more. So think about this, because it's a huge saving. The way you order, Mondo, M-O-N-D-O, mondomarkettv.com. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Let's say you have a kiln, you are interested in glass, but you still don't have the skills for that. Well, once you get the order, call us at 801-330-9010. Almost forgot my own phone. 801-330-9010. And you're going to talk to someone that can help you get any of the 8 courses that Jody has at Curious Mondo for 30% off.
Oh,
that's only if you get the kit and only in the next 24 hours. Okay, so if that's your wish to get one of Jody's courses, we have a very beginner's course and then we move on. They are amazing and super fun. They have so much content. Most of them have over 10 hours of content. So my friend, this is a glass university. That's how we could call this, right? Because you will master like nobody else.
Right.
Okay, what are we going to do now?
Okay, we're going to look at the square mold because it is a little different.
Ooh.
And the square mold, so if you've worked with glass at all, if you fused glass, you know that when you have a thick piece of glass, when you fuse it, it spreads out.
Okay.
Right? So you can see here, this is a pendant that was multiple layers and it gets blobby.
Blobby?
And spreads out. Right?
It's beautiful.
And it is beautiful, but what the square mold will do for you is it will allow you to make thicker beads that stay square.
Okay.
Right? Which you can, is awesome, which I like.
You have another?
Oh, yeah. No.
Ooh, this is a pretty one. Look at this. I like this. I like glass.
You like shiny things.
I like
huh?
who's shiny.
Shiny.
But then this creates consistency for your
Yes.
square pieces, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And it's a little bit different because we are using pieces of glass, like cut pieces of glass, and we're using scrap. So you start with a square and you put it in the bottom there, and it can go, of course, I have a slight rectangle, but it doesn't matter. Go either way. And then you put a piece of glass on either side. Ooh. Actually, I'm going to go that way because I like it better that way. Okay. I like the balance better. You put one, and of course, the instructions are included. You put one bead in either side there. Then you put your mandrel. So what happens is these two little pieces of glass, they build height, and they also keep your mandrel in one place. And then you put a piece on top like that.
So they will height like a cake.
Like a cake.
And keep the mandrel
Right,
there.
and keep the mandrel there. And the top piece, and then you fuse it.
Ooh.
But you can also do the same thing with your nichrome loops. What'd you do with our nichrome
My
loops?
nichrome loops, yours actually, yes. Right. Actually, that leads to a question that I have here. Could you ask Jody to show where she places a loop when she uses the nichrome loop with the bead mold? Thanks, Nancy.
Awesome. Here you go, Nancy. So for this particular one, because we don't have that mandrel in place, we can...
Let's give a close-up there so we show really well where the nichrome is so tiny.
Right, it is tiny. This is 22 gauge nichrome, and this is the kind I use every single day.
Okay.
And of course, you can do as many layers as you want. You can make it a thicker piece of glass or just 2 layers, whichever. And so I like to fuse the I like to put the nichrome right there in that groove. And here's,
there you go. Look how close
right?
we are.
And here is the fused version right here, or
So
a
the end
fused,
result.
right?
Can you put a little lower so we can give it closer?
Focus.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
1 second, camera 2, there we go.
Ta-da! So you can just, and
Beautiful.
see how square that guy stayed? I mean, look at how you have a much more square corner. Oh, that's very slippery,
Let me get those
isn't
two,
it?
and I'll show
Very
them.
slippery
So
guy.
this one is a slippery guy that was not on the mold?
That was not in the mold,
Okay.
right?
And
this
this
one is.
one
So
is.
the square mold helps you build thicker square beads that stay square. And I really like that.
I like that too, yeah.
So for some things, you really want to keep it square. That one, I was looking to see if we had another.
That one has mica, doesn't it? What does it?
Uh-huh.
Let me see. Mica is shiny. I like shiny.
Right?
Yeah, well, we had another mono market where we sold the Mica Madness kit. Look at here, how pretty it is.
Right, that one
if you
has
have
mica. This one is
put
this
that.
one has mica in it too.
Ooh, gorgeous. Let me show you another one with mica.
And this one has.
That was such a successful kit.
Oh, it's a really fun.
Unbelievable, unbelievable.
Love the
People love mica.
Me
Yeah.
too. Me too.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay, so questions for you.
Okay.
Kathy is asking, as many mandrels are drying, the bead release seems to run to the bottom and dry in bumps. Any suggestions?
Oh, I usually, so you're looking at mine right here. This is what it's a more typical drying situation. I usually put them on something. See how smooth that guy is? Oh, if you, I think
Keep it there.
I think, so I talk with my hands.
I know, and you're not even Italian.
I know.
No,
right?
hold. Like you
Okay.
were. I just want them to see the bump. Okay,
Right.
there you go.
So, and what I think you're saying is that, what it sounds to me like is that your bead release is a little thin. It either needs to be stirred up really well, or what I like to do is let my bead release sit for a little while, and maybe even overnight, and then you can, if you have a little extra water, or if it's a little thin, you can pour.
You can
Mine's
it's
not.
not.
Right, but you can pour
And
the
take it
water
out?
right off the top, yeah.
Oh, really?
And if it's too thick, like it's not sticking to your mandrels, they just come out clean like a cake, you wouldn't know, you don't cook.
No.
When you cook cakes, you test it, right?
I like cake, so.
Me too. Then you can add just a couple drops of water and remix it. Because bead release is one of those things that is affected by your environment. So if you're in a humid place, you probably want to pour off some of the water.
So
But
you get
we're-
more. So that's one of the
Yeah.
reasons yours could be a little drier, because we live in a very
We
dry
do.
state.
And I leave it open while I'm dipping, right?
Right, and
So
then
then
it dries
a
even
little bit
faster.
evaporates out. So I do end up having to add water to mine when it, just a little bit, just like one drop at a time. If
Okay.
you get too much, just wait until, let it settle and pour it out. Pour the extra water off.
Okay, so
So
we
hopefully
already
that
did
answered.
a demo on the triangle. We did one on the
Lentils.
lentils. Actually, there you gave several
Right,
tips
we
on,
looked
around
several.
that. And on the square, do we still have more?
Well, we do have the channel, and
We have the channel, but I'm not going to let you do that right now. I'm going to show. Yeah, are you guys liking and giving those hearts? If you don't see the heart when you're liking, you can click on the video and the like will be right beside you. We have a ton of people watching. Yes, thank you. I can see them. Oh, I feel loved. Yeah, so it's just saying she's in muggy Indiana.
oh,
So she gets more humidity, a lot more than we
So
do.
just let your bead release settle and then pour out it won't be very much water. It will be just a tiny bit of water.
Cool.
But
We have
yeah, I
one
do
more
that all the time.
tutorial to go to, one more demo. And if you have any questions, you know, Jody's here for you. So she'll be happy to answer that for you. But of course, I have to remind you that you only have 24 hours to get this amazing kit. What's the name of this kit? Do you have a name for this kit?
I am not in charge.
Fancy Glass Jewelry Kit.
Oh, I was
Because we
gonna
have
say,
many
I'm
kits.
not in charge of kit names.
MondoMarketTV.com has many glass kits that Jody has put together. But today, Fancy Glass Jewelry, we have 6 modes, 3 containers, and your kit container is quite generous, right? Because I can show you some that I bought, and they're not that generous.
And this is awesome because it's flat on the bottom, so it stands up by itself.
See?
It took me,
Well, when you're working, you don't want this kind of problem in your life,
Right.
right? Like having to go watch something or
having to balance
bottles.
it or figure out a
yes,
stand.
especially when you're messy, because can you imagine how it would be?
I live it. I do. I mean, I know exactly how it is.
So 6 molds, 3 containers of bead release, 48 mandrels for you to make as many beads as you want. All that included, and the bonuses. So we have this amazing kit, and we need to give a close-up on the finished piece because when I showed before, it was actually upside down. So you see that you have this nice design here. How do you call this mold?
We call it the Crosshatch donut mold.
The Crosshatch mold.
Yes,
right?
Crosshatch.
So you get this one that normally sells for $24. It's going to come as a bonus. You get a bunch of donuts. So these are the necks of the bottles, right? And then the bottle bottoms of this tiny little bottles that you have, and a package of nylon wire, which is not that easy to find. All that for $200. You're going to be saving $30 on the normal price. And Jody already told you that if you were to buy individually, you can try and see, it's going to add up to over $280. Plus, you get the instructions, and that includes how to fuse this, right? Because that's a question that we get all the time. So
and the instructions have photos too.
Whoa,
not
Jody, you're outdoing yourself.
Right?
Right? So think about this. You can start a business. I'm not kidding. It's not because I'm trying to sell. I am trying to sell. But you can start a business with this kit.
You can.
Right? And recoup this in a very, very short period of time. Like we said,
and
you
now
could be
is a
selling.
good time because Mother's Day is the biggest jewelry sales holiday of the year.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Well,
so
I might just be making it up, but I'm pretty sure.
You're pretty sure. She was right. So think about this. If you could be selling this, maybe the cost, including the time, so just not what you're using, you're maybe $10 selling this for $50. That's a good profit. Sell 4 of those or 5 of those, you recoup all your costs. But while you're making this, you're making wind chimes, you're making earrings, you're making all kinds of pendants out there. Come on.
Oh, and when I used to have a jewelry gallery back when I did that kind of when I worked and made art. Now I just teach, I guess. But
she comes here.
I just live here. Thank you. Help. But my gallery owner told me that earrings are the thing that sells the best because it's not size dependent. So it's very easy to sell earrings, followed by bracelets, followed by necklaces.
So let's write that down because that's very important information,
that's something
right?
I've always remembered.
Earrings sell first.
Earrings sell first. Bracelets, and then necklaces.
And then necklaces, because we do have, I know that because when I try to buy a piece, usually it's not long enough for me, right?
Yeah. And earrings, but she did say that people really prefer earrings that match. Although I've noticed that is not
a trend.
It's
the younger you get today, the less that's important.
Right, the less that's important. Yes, I thought that was very interesting.
I find it very interesting. And I find it very interesting the trend on creating statement pieces as well. So of course, if you're selling, especially if you're selling, you have to have things for every taste. Because of course, if you're going to a festival or a trade show, you want not only to recoup the cost, but also to make a profit, right? So you need to have a little bit of everything.
Yes.
But those statement pieces, not only they will sell for a lot more money, you are going to have that piece that calls people to your table.
Yes.
Right? One of the questions we had in Creativity in Focus this week was exactly this. Because you know how it is. They know the drill. You have a table full of stuff. They go far, far away, right? And stretch the glass to see if they can see your stuff because they don't want to be sold on anything.
Right.
So a question is, how do I bring people to me? And the statement pieces need to be there. They are going to call attention.
Yes.
And it needs to come. Well, besides this amazing offer that you have today during this 24 hours, if you want to have one of Jody's courses, or if you still don't have the full collection, which I know most of you do have the full collection of Jody's courses, which is awesome. It's like going to a University of Glass. You can call right after you buy this, or even tomorrow, but you can call 801-330-9010 and talk to us. We are going to give you 30% off That's a huge discount.
That is huge.
And we don't do that very often.
No, you guys
We
are
just do
awesome.
to our special peeps. Okay. Okay, what's the last
Okay, so
tutorial?
the last one we have is the channel bead mold, and this one has 2 different sizes of channels, right? And that's these curved pieces. So the center 2 are wider than the side pieces. The side ones are narrow, and you can do different stuff with them. And this is a really cool mold.
How do you call this one?
This one's a channel.
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 It channels you into creation.
It channels
It channels you to another level of creativity.
something.
Everybody needs a channel mold.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't Greek. I swear I don't
I'm going to.
She lives here, say, give me a bottle of wine. These people, they're driving me crazy.
So you can do just regular single hole bead with your mandrel, and you can do it. See how we've just got a piece of glass here. Now, if you are having trouble keeping your mandrel in place, you can see how mine wants to wander, right? You can actually do 3 pieces of glass on these, just like the triangle, but upside down, right? So you could put another piece of glass here, and it will hold that mandrel in the center. Now, you can also, and this part I think is really cool, on the wide channel, you can do 2 holes. And so here's an example of that, and some reasons why you'd want to do that is, they're cool, but you can also do, you can put small seed beads in between. You can do,
Oh, yes, between the
right?
beads
And,
here.
yeah,
So I have
and you
3
can,
or 4.
Yep.
Yes.
So you can have, and you can put
crystals.
like stretchy things, right? And the way that you do that is it's very similar to the square beads, except that you put the, and I would suggest gluing these together because getting it from your workbench to the kiln is sometimes tricky.
So stop
So
right
I
there. How do you glue those?
Oh, I would just use white school glue and just put
Just put there?
yeah, just put a dot.
That blue is really pretty.
Yes, it is really pretty. And then you put your 2 mandrels, one on either side, like that. And then you put your top piece on. We'll put clear so we can actually see it. And then when you fuse that, you get these beads with 2 holes. That one's from the smaller channel.
Huh.
Right here. And you can do a nichrome loop. There's a channel bead with a nichrome loop right there. So this one is very versatile. This is also one that I use for wind chimes because it makes a nice, see like the top and the back are both curved. So it makes a really
Very nice
nice, right, and here's some finished pieces with these beads.
Yeah.
So these ones here are the wider channel. So we've done the center ones are the wide channel, and then the end pieces are the narrow channels.
So you can see the difference in size. Let me give a close-up on that because that is gorgeous.
And this one, same.
And you have little things inside here.
I painted little flowers inside.
You painted the flowers. Oh, we need to show. Let me see if we can get a real close-up here so you can see. Oh, look at that.
So I just painted, I've made little dot flowers on the inside of
What did you use to paint?
A glass paint.
A glass paint? Look at this. So here, what she was saying is that you have these. There are the middle of the...
Yeah, the ones with the flowers are the center channel, which are wider. Which are wider, and then those 2 end ones are from the narrow channel, right?
So, yeah, it adds to the design.
And this is the
of course,
same.
Looks gorgeous.
Right, this is the same one. These, the cobalt blue ones are from the side channels. See these narrower ones here? And then the center ones are from the center channel where they're wider.
Look at this. I mean, I don't know about you, Judy, but I don't like to wear jewelry that
everybody has.
No, why? Why?
Right.
I have one chance to live. I'm going to wear stuff that is cool.
Well, and wear stuff that you love, and wear stuff that feels nice.
Yeah.
And a lot of the glass jewelry, especially the frosted stuff, it just feels wonderful.
Really good?
I love
Yes.
it.
I love the look of
I
it.
really like it.
So that is by just putting in a rock tumbler?
Rock tumbler.
How long
right.
do you leave those there?
I have a vibrating rock tumbler, and it's about this big, and it shakes like, right?
So it's like the one we have here, I think.
And that's
small one.
4 hours.
4 hours done.
Yeah.
Guys, you get this sea glass look, right?
Right.
That you want there.
Right.
It's amazing. Okay, let's give one round here. Whoa, we forgot to talk about this guy.
Right? I love the cobalt blue sells like crazy.
Like crazy, right? A lot of people like.
Yep, and it's followed just by this one right here, which is the
triangle one.
yeah, and that
See,
color
I'm already
blue,
pro at
right?
this, huh?
Shoot,
Look,
what am I doing here?
How much would we sell a piece like this?
This one would probably sell for I like to keep okay, my favorite number is 8.
Why? 8 is the number of money, my friend.
Is it?
Well, if you believe in numerology and this kind of
Numerology.
stuff, yeah.
I'll
Which I know you. Yeah, she's all science. She's all science and numbers. So I talk to her and she goes, okay.
Right?
Right?
Oh, okay. So, but I like to end my prices in 8s.
Oh,
So I would probably
is there a
price
reason behind that?
I think
Uh-huh.
that people have an easier time buying a $48 necklace than a $50 necklace.
Right.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And so part of me, but we're overwhelmed with $49.95, right? Or whatever. So I like to go 48 because then it
Yeah. You're different than
It
everybody
seems-
else. Everybody's doing
it
5,
seems
7, and 9, and she
friendly.
goes 48. Right? Oh, yeah, no, the others are 47, 49.
Right.
Well, what we did here, we rounded 200, period. Because
Yeah,
what you get is amazing. So we don't need to do 44.99, blah, 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 blah. It's a fixed price. That's great.
yeah.
Okay, forgot what I was saying. Were you in the middle of something? No?
Nope.
Guys, yeah, the age plays a role sometimes. It's just how it is. You learned a lot here today. I bet, let me just check if we have any other questions.
Okay.
Right? But you have learned a lot. We have done 4 tutorials that gave you a ton of possibilities out
Right,
there.
and I should also mention, I keep my bead molds prepped, you can see, and then when I have an extra space in the kiln, I throw beads in.
Oh.
So all of these beads are just things that I made.
I put it out there. I'll see
just
what I do later.
Yeah, just to take up room in the kiln, and people love beads. So even if you had a bowl of beads at your show, for
would
people,
get.
so I used to, when I did shows, I used to keep a bowl of fused donuts, and people would buy them by the sack full.
Really?
Yes, and beads are the same way. So if you have a nice bowl and a little sign, this is something that pulls people into your booth, a little sign that says, handmade glass beads, $2 each or something.
For sure.
Then-
I go to a lot of jam shows. Well, I go to a lot of shows. And I have to tell you that sometimes the hard part is to find something different, right? Because they are all perfectly rounded or square or whatever.
Right.
But they end up, so if you're looking for a focal bead,
Right.
if you do wire wrapping, for example, you always need something unique to add. This would be perfect for wire wrapping, actually. And what was the
Right.
mold that we did this one?
That was the large lentil.
The large lentil. Look at this. Gorgeous, right? So
And that was
that
just
it doesn't
scrap
have a hole.
fusible glass. So I just,
So this in wire wrapping would be fantastic.
Right.
This with cement jewelry would be fantastic. This with resin would be fantastic. If
Right.
you do polymer clay, the polymer clay is a little harder for you to get the shine part.
Yeah.
There you add the focal point right there.
right, and there
Right?
it is.
Yeah.
And I just like them.
You just
And
like them.
I do, and I think, and people just like them, right? They like to.
You have to like
It's-
if
and
you're
the next thing
creating-
you know,
Well, there I go again.
the next thing
Good
you
thing
know,
it doesn't break.
you have a whole handful of stuff that you have to take home
Yeah,
with you.
and if you're doing bazaars, I think this idea is great. Take a bowl just full of beads, because you might think, well, when you go to the kiln, you don't want to put one piece there because you're expending electricity, right?
Right.
So you want to take the most out of that. And so I
Right.
get that you let's put some beads and I'll figure
Right.
out what I want later.
Yeah.
Well, then you go to a show, $2 each, like you said.
Yep.
Well, you may pay for the price of the booth.
I've done that before.
You've done that before?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, easy. I
With-
can see easy. Nobody thinks about it.
With
Did you know
donuts.
that?
And the other funny thing that I find is and I did shows, like weekly shows for 7 years, and people would come into my booth and they would say, oh, I love this bowl, but I can't spend $35 on a bowl. They would leave with $50 of donuts.
Yes, it happens quite often.
Right?
And the other trick, if you're interested in selling at all, is that because you have to think, I'm going to a show, I'm going to sell my pieces, but I want to recoup the costs, right?
Yeah.
And it's not going to be usually with the big ones.
Right.
So you have things that are under $20 because everybody carries a $20 bill.
And
everybody carries.
It's easy for them to add $10 of beads onto whatever.
I know how it is. I like
it
this
keeps
bead
the
because of
little
this.
kids busy.
That too, so you can sell the expensive one, right?
I would
and they
always
say, can I get this one? Can I? Yes, darling, let me talk to Jody.
Yep.
Right? And
little kids always love those. And if they were good and didn't touch anything else, I would gift them with a donut when they left.
See?
And I would have kids that would come back and be like, look, I made a necklace. I made a. So
it is
fun.
so important, guys, because we just had a lesson in trade show or festival or bazaar selling, because that's what. Well, Jody, you know how many people I see going to bazaars that at the end they're so frustrated because they didn't sell one single piece. And of course, it's easy to blame that they didn't have enough people or whatever. But usually the problem
there's
is not
somebody
that.
that's doing well.
Exactly. So you have to think, no, it's not that they are not buyers, it's not this.
Right.
Well, glass gives you a unique opportunity because they are all unique pieces. There's not a single one that you can say, oh, it's all the same. Impossible.
No.
Right? Yeah, see?
Somebody's going to have to sweep all these beads up.
Then people come to work here and they cut themselves, so we have to buy buckets of Band-Aids.
Hey now. Hey now.
So, I hope you had fun. I hope you take action right now and get this kit, 6 different molds. You can create a whole business just with this kit alone. 3 bead releases containers, 48 mandrels, and you get the bonus mold that she sells individually for $24, and it's super cool. You get again, Jody, you get how do you call this?
Donuts.
Donuts, and then you get the bottle bottoms from the air travel companies. I'm getting better. And you get the nichrome wire, which is kind of hard to get. All that for $200. You're saving really
a good deal.
at least $80. And if you are interested in any of her classes, just give us a call, 801-330-9010. If you have any difficulties, if you live in another country and you think the shipping is not what you want, call us. We are good at that. And you tell us, oh, this is what I'm facing, and we'll take care of that. But if you're comfortable buying online, mondomarkettv.com is where you get this in the next 24 hours. I want to thank you very much for being again here. I have fun. Do you have fun?
I always have fun.
And I hope you had fun. You got good information. You got good demos. You have a chance for a great opportunity. If this is not magic, I don't know what.
It's magic to me.
So guys, thank you very much for spending the time here with us. You can share this everywhere. We would appreciate, at least give us a like or a heart, because that makes a big difference for us. Thank you everybody for commenting and asking as well. I'll see you back here next Thursday. And next Thursday we are actually going to talk about sleeping. Because I don't know.
Because we don't actually do it. We just talk about it.
I don't remember the last time I did that. Do you?
No.
No, right? Yeah, that's the thing. Artists, they're busy because they have their lives, their moms, their grandmothers, and then they create all night long.
True.
And right, so they don't sleep enough. And when they wake up, I don't know if with you is like this, but I go like crack.
Yeah, a little.
Crack. And then the dog says, I want to go. And I say, wait a minute, it may take me 15 just to stand up, right? Everything hurts. So we're going to be with Jenna Taylor talking about sleeping next Thursday. Yes,
maybe
it's very important for artists. Thank you so much. I see you back here next week.